Hey folks, it's Nate. Thanks for joining me at the art table again today. Happy New Year to all my regular listeners. And to start off the new year on the right foot, I want to talk a little bit about the hazards of 2023.
No, not my resolutions. That will be coming on my writing blog channel, which I will link down below. Instead, I want to talk about the hazards of the coming year. It is important as you begin to make plans for the year to think about the kinds of obstacles you will face in carrying out those plans, and that is the point of this video. While there are a lot of hangups specific to individuals, I want to look at some of the big picture hangups that I think all artists are going to have to deal with in one way or another in the coming year. The first hazard is the ever-changing landscape of self-promotion. While changes in avenues of publication and promotion, social media, advertisements, and all those other factors are not necessarily bad, getting wrong-footed, which is to say having the landscape change around you while you are trying to promote yourself, is very dangerous. We still live in an era of rapid changes in communications. The internet has not only revolutionized the industry, it has done so several times over. Newspapers gave way to the blogosphere, which then gave way to YouTube and live video content, which gave way to the social media age, and now we are seeing places like Substack and Royal Road kind of take over the publishing wing on the internet, consolidating what was once widely distributed forms of individual publication. There are pros and cons to all of those changes, and I don't intend to discuss them here, although they are very interesting to look at, and we may look at them later. Let me know if you'd be interested in that down in the comments. Right now, the thing to keep in mind is that if you are not on top of what is the best way to promote yourself, you are going to spend a lot of time and effort on avenues of promotion that are not going to be effective, or at least will not be as effective as they could be if invested elsewhere. And honestly, as a self-publishing author and artist, I don't have a lot of time to put into promoting myself, so it is very important that I maximize the time that I do put in. The best way around this hazard is probably just to pool your information. I am in a couple of different venues around the internet, Discord servers, Twitter conversations, and the like, where different people will experiment with different formats and report on how well they are doing. That is very useful information to have, regardless of whether I wind up following that avenue of promotion or not. The second great hazard I see in 2023 is the rise of AI tools. Now, I am not particularly against AI as an assistant to, for example, writing to help you correct your grammar, to help you analyze words you overuse and in what context you overuse them. An AI can just collect a huge amount of data and help you sort through it very quickly, and that is very useful. By the same token, AI image generators, which are a thing I have discussed on this channel a fair bit already, do have their applications in creating art. Specifically, they can help you create assets or color palettes, or just throw together quick and dirty backgrounds that you only use once or twice. I see nothing wrong with using AI as an efficiency boosting tool in these respects, but there is a very significant hazard built into AI, which I haven't really discussed at length. Again, I may go more in depth in that in another video, but right here, the hazard of AI that I want to point out is that it is a collaborative tool. AI always involves at least two people, the person using the AI and the person who programmed the AI. People who have used chatbots extensively are already noticing that many of these AIs are programmed to ignore or even shame people who ask specific questions. And the reality is, all AI that you use as a productivity tool is still going to have been programmed by somebody who may have agendas of their own that they are looking to put forward. And most of us are not familiar enough with the mechanics of AI or how they are coded to interpret the data we are getting from an AI and tell if and in what way we may be manipulated by the output of that artificial intelligence. And of course, you must be wary of all the other matters, privacy concerns attached to AI, for example. Does the AI report back to its programmers on any data it collects? Most of them probably will, because that's just how programmers collect data. But that is not really great for the user's privacy. These and many other issues remain unaddressed in the growing realm of AI tools, and really, they need to be addressed before you can use them with a great deal of confidence. At least that is my opinion. So, while you can use them, and getting familiar with them is probably a good idea, I would be very careful the applications to which you use AI, at least for the time being, until these questions can be more clearly resolved. Last but not least, the greatest hazard of 2023 is probably going to be the greatest hazard artists face at any time, and that is burnout. It is always important to keep a little wiggle room in your schedule so that you can rest, recuperate, and make sure you have a reserve of energy to burn if you find yourself in crunch time on a very important project, or if an opportunity suddenly arises and you have to make a little more room to work on that while still maintaining your other creative obligations. Every commander, from Hannibal to Patton, from Robert E. Lee to Shaka Zulu, has understood the importance of the reserve in a military context. This is a fresh body of troops which do nothing during the primary phase of a conflict but sit and wait and keep themselves rested and healthy so that they can pour into any critical development and definitively swing that development in the favor of their army. While it can be very frustrating for those troops to just quote-unquote sit on their hands while other people do all the work, the existence and proper application of reserve troops has decided many of the most important battles in history. By the same token, if you want to be an excellent creator, you must also manage and deal with the frustration of keeping some of your schedule free of creative activity so you can fill it if the need arises. No person can function at 100% indefinitely, just as no army that is fully committed can long resist the advances of the enemy. Now, this is not an excuse to procrastinate or to put projects on a back burner when you have nothing else going on. You should always have something that you are working on to keep your creative instincts fresh. But that can't be your entire life either. Go out, talk to people, touch grass, and be ready to hit the ground running when you absolutely have to. Much of the life and death work of the artist is tied up in the day-to-day grind. It is important to have those habits and disciplines sharp and applied at all times. But don't go working long hours haphazardly. Be deliberate. Be intentional. Know what you absolutely have to get done at the highest possible quality, and be willing to take a little more time for everything else. Art is not a sprint. It is a long campaign. Keep your eye on the prize, keep moving, and keep your powder dry until the moment you need it. Anyway, those are my thoughts for the upcoming year. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. There's a like button and a subscribe button down there. You can use those as you see fit, and I'll talk to you later.